It is 7 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call to order the regular scheduled meeting for the Kenton City School Board of Education. Today is March 18th, 2024. Could I have roll call, please?
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes. Next, Pledge of Allegiance. As everybody stand, flag is over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item 3, approval and correction of the minutes of the regular meeting held on February 26, 2024. Could I have a motion, please?
Hansel.
I got Hensel first. Second?
Heidinger.
Ledley. I got Ledley.
He don't know how this works.
Any corrections? Anybody have any questions on any of that? With none, we'll go ahead and have a vote.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield? Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Okay, item 4, I think we've got some visitors from the Lighthouse team, is that correct? The floor is yours. Help yourself.
Good evening. We'd like to thank the Kenton City School Board, Mr. Thrush, for allowing us to come. My name is Katie Ketchum, and I'm one of the facilitators along with Shayna Stout and Adrienne Smythe for the KMS Student Lighthouse team. The Lighthouse team is a leadership group composed of 13 students who applied and interviewed to be part of this group this past fall. Our members include both 7th and 8th graders who desire to give back to KMS in order to make a difference for all of us who attend there. Our 8th grade representatives tonight are Kayla Lambert, Amanda Van Horn, Olivia Sherman, and Lindsay Michael. And our 7th grade presenters are Allison Woodard, Grace Morris, and Chloe Robb. And I will let Amanda take over.
This is our mission statement. We as Kenton Middle School leaders will work hard in our building by doing our very best, being respectful to everyone around us, and do our very best to excel in everything we do. This is saying that our leaders in Kenton Middle School will work hard and on all their schoolwork, respect our classmates and teachers, and will do our best to excel in school and outside of school. And the 7th graders will read this mission statement before every town hall meeting. Next up is Allie.
So every town hall we do a bunch of different activities like a dance party, ending activity. Usually it's something that stays in the auditorium, but last town hall we did a scavenger hunt around the school with all the APs, and that was a lot of fun. With the dancing, we use a trophy. Each AP will get to use a trophy and have it in there for the month. Next is Lindsay.
So this was our Veterans Day Assembly, and it was a really fun time. We hosted Master Sergeant Alexander, and he came in to tell us about his experiences in the military. Then to end the assembly, we opened up the floor to some students who may have had their own questions about Master Sergeant Alexander's experiences. Lastly, an 8th grader, whose name was Gary Phipps, had a push-up competition with Master Sergeant Alexander, and Gary won. Next is our Veterans Day Color Wars between the 7th and 8th graders and staff. The 7th graders battled by wearing blue, the 8th graders battled by wearing red, and staff battled by wearing white. In the front of the picture, you can see there are thank you banners created by each activity period. And the purpose of this was for us to be able to thank and honor the veterans that fought for our country. Next is Grace.
We had a semester kickoff for our second semester, and we passed out candy and lanyards and put up signs in the hallways. The students were excited and thankful, and we had prizes donated from HSLC and Newland and Heidinger Insurance. Next up is Kayla.
We hung big puzzle piece posters in the hallway for the 8 habits. We did this so when the students walk by, they will know to be respectful and responsible to everyone in the school. Teachers have the 8 habits on a small poster in their room too. We just wanted the whole school to see what the 8 habits mean to us by putting it in the hallway. Next is Chloe.
We have flags hanging around the school that have the word respect on them. This is so students can remember what one of our expectations at KMS is. In the cafeteria, we have the habit tree that states the 7 habits, and around Thanksgiving, we had students write what they were thankful for, and we put it on the habit tree. During AP, our stairs have encouraging phrases on them to help inspire the students around when they walk in the halls, and on our walls, we have what it means to be a leader. Next is Olivia.
We had a motivational speaker come in. His name is Sean Harper. He came in and talked to us about focus and how when he was younger, he had wrote a word on his wall that said NFL. And that was his focus, his goal to get to. So the Lighthouse team asked everyone to write a word that they want to focus on or get to as a goal. They worked on them in APs, and then the Lighthouse team hung them up on their lockers. Next is Amanda.
We would like to thank you for being engaged in our activity and our presentation. Are there any questions? Then that concludes our presentation. Thank you.
So you're welcome to stay for the rest of the board meeting, but those that would like to go ahead and go, you're free to do that as well.
Yeah.
She checked.
And she checked.
She checked. She's on.
Yeah.
Okay, item 5, we didn't have anyone sign up for that, so we'll move on to item 6, reports of the treasurer.
One item to report, we are at 1.5 million in interest between the LFI portion and the local portion for our building project.
Okay. I guess I need a motion, huh? I need a motion for that. Anybody want to give me a motion for the reports of treasurer? Thanks, Brad. Second? All right. Any questions for Jill? Clarifications? With none, we'll have a vote, please.
Mr. Ledley?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Item 7, superintendent reports, communication.
First, I'm very disappointed that nobody called me this morning and said, "Where's my board report?" It tells me you're not waiting right at 8 a.m. For that to come in. But that's okay. Yeah, I was just very disappointed. No, sorry that you guys didn't get that until about an hour ago. Usually, obviously, you guys will see that at 8 a.m., so I'll make sure that happens. Did want to highlight a couple of things. Since we met last, we did have two state individuals in athletics, both Spencer Engelmeyer in bowling went to state, and then Anthony Hunt went to state for wrestling. So obviously we want to congratulate them. Also, we had a large group contest for band that had a superior rating, and I think that was the first time in 50-some years that we were received that superior rating. So it's been a long time coming, but also there's been a lot of work that's been put in to make that happen. So very proud of our band and our directors. There is Leadership Day coming up at our elementary school. I just want to make sure that folks know that. That is going to be this Wednesday at 8:30 to noon if anybody's able to make it there. It's a great day to see our kids kind of take over and just show what they can do. And then lastly, on this coming Saturday, Coach Moore's conservation class is going to be going to Cabela's, at least some of the kids from the classes that he teaches, to help with a youth fishing event, which is pretty neat. They help to bait the hooks and take the fish off and all that good stuff. They've done that the last couple of years, and Cabela's has been a great partner with us. They've donated thousands of dollars worth of equipment and things for those classes, so it's just been a really good partnership. And then lastly, I did want to recognize the individuals that are being brought into the Hall of Fame for the Alumni Hall of Fame this year. And you can see that right there, there's three of them. Dennis Higgins, but I've been told everybody referred to him as Denny. Many people know him kind of as one of the voices of the Wildcats for over 20 years, that he did broadcast games for both football and basketball. He coached youth basketball and football in our community, served on our athletic boosters, and just had a real passion for both Kenton and just Hardin County athletics. And he passed away in 2002, but he's going to be recognized and brought into the Alumni Hall of Fame. Barbara Winsenreed, she is class of 1953. She was a speech pathologist. She received that bachelor's degree from Ohio State and then master's from Bowling Green, and eventually a supervisory certificate from the University of Dayton. So she worked for or served the Hardin Home Health, Kenton City School District, Head Start, and Hardin County Schools. So she obviously helped a lot of people in our community with speech-related issues. But then she also ended up later on in her career supervising 6 counties for speech pathologists, and then became the director of the West Central Ohio Educational Resource Center for at least a few years there, and was a library trustee here in Kenton for over 14 years. There's a lot more, but I just gave you a Reader's Digest version, but you'll hear more at graduation on each of these. And then the last one is Dr. Joel Coates. He was a zoology major at Arizona State, obviously graduated from Kenton, but then went on to get his master's and PhD at the University of Illinois, and then ended up teaching most of his career at Iowa State University since 1978. And he was a department chair for 6 years. He's written 10 books, over 200 articles, I think he has 9 patents. And one of the things he's most known for is finding natural alternatives to pesticides and repellents. So as I was researching a little bit more about him, I guess that plants make their own essential oils. I always thought that was just something that was sold, but you can get those from plants, I guess. But anyway, those are some plants that naturally kind of helps to make sure that insects and things like that can't destroy the plant. And so when you take some of those things and you can actually use that on your skin, it actually repels bugs and things like that. So obviously it has to be a little more concentrated, and there's things that they're working out, but it's a natural way to fend off mosquitoes and other types of insects. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. But each of those people will be recognized during our graduation ceremony and welcomed into the Alumni Hall of Fame. That's it.
All right, thank you for that. 8, board committee reports. Do we have any? that we met this
We just
past-
had Finance Committee.
Finance Committee.
I don't know if anybody wants to
I-
Talk about
Summarize that.
Connie, or
Yeah.
you wanna summarize it real quick?
We will be bringing a couple of contracts to the next agenda. One of them is to help, especially when we get the new building, the scheduling that will be taking place. It'll be more of in-time type scheduling. Outside people can look to see, what gyms are available or our new PAC available. So that will help Brett because he's going to be our point of contact, and he always has been really for any type of event that's going on in the district. And then the other one is bringing how do I want to say this? Regal Plumbing is going to assist in making sure that when our boilers or our heat pumps go down in the elementary building and the classrooms are getting cold, there's heat trapped up above the ceiling. So we're going to get to where they can push that heat down into the rooms. It's not going to fix the heat pump issue, but it will help. So if we have days that are cold, we don't have to call off school. We'll be able to hopefully push that heat that's utilized up in the rafters there and push it on down into the room. So it's about, 20 degrees hotter up there than it is in the classroom. So that will be coming to the agenda as well. And that's what we had.
Okay. Doesn't look like we have any old business. We'll move on to new business. Item 10, authorization and resolutions. Item 10A there, following, looks like preschool students, sliding fee schedule for that. Approve the following donations: conservation class, Pheasants Forever. Softball, looks like we've got a donation there. Thank you so much. MRG Holdings and Investments. 10C, approve the following amended appropriations, just Jill moving a little money around there for us. And item 10D, following certificate of estimate resources, again, just moving some stuff around. And then 10E also, some fund-to-fund transfers.
Yep. The 150 will cover the cost of the bus that we're going to bid on.
All that we,
Mhm.
okay. 10F, an agreement with Meta Solutions for a bus aid approval agreement. 10G between Road State, Kenton City Schools for the next school year. Approve the following overnight trips for HOSA, is that HOSA? Is that how they
Yep.
say that, right? And then FFA. 10I, purchase of the 75-inch interactive boards. Is that for new school?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I thought it might
Yeah, that would be in the update that I didn't get to this morning.
I haven't read it, I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it yet.
Current elementary.
Current elementary, okay, okay. And then the memorandum of understanding for OOPSI, to the requirements of the Board of Health, Insurance Consortium, and Provider. Could I have a motion to accept item 10?
Heidinger.
Thanks, Tasha. Second?
Pencil.
Thank you, Rodney. Any questions, clarification on item 10?
How many TVs is that, Ryan?
63, I think. It's to replace all of the projectors and smart boards that, it was supposed to happen like right around 2020, because they were 5, 6 years old at that point,
Yeah.
and things happened, so,
63?
yeah.
Gee.
43 classrooms, and then there's all sorts of other little rooms that have them.
Do they install too?
No, it's 61, because I'm counting the other 2 big projectors. No, Tyler said he wants to install them, so that saved us $12 grand.
Okay.
So,
The installation price.
so it's a touch screen type
Yeah.
thing?
So it's a 75-inch, the projector and the board they have now is about the same size. They're not losing any size.
But it's not touch screen, it's,
The board they have now is touch,
oh, it is?
but it's gonna replace the projector and the board with just this TV.
Touch.
So we should easily be able to get 10 years out of it. Projectors don't last 10 years. This, we should be able to get 10 years out of it.
That's $1,600 a piece.
Okay, any other questions? On item 10? Okay.
I don't know if this is new business, but I don't know if you guys been out there, the storage building, the roof and sides are on it. We should be getting the concrete floor in it here in the next couple weeks, you know, depending on this weather or whatever, but at this point, it don't really matter. I mean, we just wait until it warms up a little bit now at this point, so, then just be waiting on the entrance doors and the garage doors, and it'll be complete, so it went up fast.
And I can't tell you how appreciative I am that we are going to have that, because just in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've had people saying, well, where are we going to store this? And what about that? And it's been so nice to say, we are going to have a place for storage, because without that, it would have been tight.
So the plan is to put pallet racking in there, so they got, be able to store things on the pallet racking. And of course, there'll be stuff, like Chuck's gonna put some of his conservation class stuff in there, whatever, so, yeah. Can't never have too much storage. And, you know, Peterson agreed to give us, did you ever get that check?
20, we're still waiting.
We'll just short pay him the next time.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll charge him interest. What's
Okay.
it, so, what, was that 26,000, 28,000?
26.
26,000 they gave us, because we gave them one of our student trailers that were there at the old middle school that we weren't using, and they're using that as their job trailer, so.
Yep.
So that saved them this 26,000 for not having to rent a trailer, so. So it worked out pretty good, so.
Okay. Anything else? If not, we'll have a vote.
Okay. Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ledley? Mr. Wingfield?
Okay, moving on to item 11, personnel items. We've got a resignation from Dustin Furr. 11B, volunteers for the 23-24 school year, contingent on required certifications. Looks like we've got 8 people there. 11C, written retirement for Brett Fackler. He's been with us for quite a few years. He came over when I was in middle school, actually. So
Not
it's
quite
been a
done
few
yet.
years. And then 11D, Stephen Dye. Approve the hiring of, is that right? Yeah, okay. And then 11E, approval of Amanda Jacob, custodian second shift. 11F, substitutes for the 23-24 school, contingent upon requirement. Looks like we've got 5 there. And 11G, approval of transfer of a couple. Looks like 2 ladies that we're moving around. And 11H, approve Kayla Schreiber as the 4th grade math science teacher. For, looks like a 1-year contract. Yep. And then 11I, approve written resignation of Taylor Klingler. I guess.
Yep.
Could I have a motion to accept item 11? Thank you. And a second? Thanks, Brad. Any questions, clarifications on item 11? With none, we'll have a vote.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ledley? Mr. Wingfield? Mr. Carmine?
Yes. Item 11, adjournment. Time is
It is 7:23.
7:23. The next regular Board of Education meeting will be held on April 15th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Thanks so much.